and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree. Hi if you're new here, or hey if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be doing another vlog because it's April 1st, which means Camp NaNo is here finally. And I'm actually feeling very invigorated right now to do edits and to kind of like just keep pushing myself. I think partly because I was feeling a little nervous coming into today. I think mostly because I've been in my house so often and I have been getting a little stir crazy. And it's not that like I necessarily want to leave my house because I'm somewhat okay being here, but it's just that like some of the things that I would normally want to do, or like the kind of break from like sitting and just staring at screens all day, I haven't been able to get most of those. So I'm going to take this as positive. I woke up feeling good today and I am ready to start tackling my edits for the Prophecy Project. So just a little bit of information before I begin. I am, as I mentioned in my prep video, I'm going to be doing edits on this book as well as my co-written book so that we can hopefully query the co-written book maybe in May. I would love to query it sooner. Initially we were supposed to query in February, and life has just been crazy apparently this entire year, but I'm going to be doing both edits because I think they're manageable. And with the co-written book, I'm almost done. We're halfway done with edits already, and they're very like dry edits because this is like the 54th time we're editing the book, so really we're just making sure that the consistencies are there. We like split the book again and we cut out a lot of the end, so we beefed up a little bit more in the middle and we made it a little bit stronger so that we can kind of make it seem like it could be a standalone when we're querying. I'm really excited about those edits. And then for the project that I will be mostly talking about in my vlogs this month, the Prophecy Project, my goal, I was just checking and I will show you guys. As you can see, I have a prologue and 25 chapters and an epilogue. So if we say, for the sake of saying it, I have 27 chapters, and my goal would be to edit at least 2 chapters per day, which should easily be able to be accomplished in the month that we have 30 days. So obviously I'd get done in half the time. And the reason I want to try at least 2 is because I do know, as I've mentioned, I have chapters I definitely have to add in. There are chapters that are definitely going to be tweaked, and I need to beef it up because it's only 58,000 words right now. So my goal is to get to 90,000 words. If I can get between 80 and 90, that'll be great, and that's where I'll end. But about 90 is where I think it would be like a sweet spot because this is a high fantasy. So I do want to make sure that the world and everything is cohesive and plumped up. With that in mind, it is 4:49. I am just about like 15 minutes ago, I just put dinner in the oven, and I do have to go check on that. So I probably won't be writing too much, but I am actually really stoked because so far, like I didn't even know, like, I don't know. I was in the shower and for some reason, like, I started thinking about like how I want to start targeting this. And initially I was like, maybe I should like read through the entire manuscript first and make notes of like where I want to change things. And then I'm like, psh, I'm much better at just doing things as they happen. So I'm like, yeah, no, we're just gonna go in blind and just relive this whole entire book writing experience. And while I was in the shower, I was starting to think about like my prologue, because the prologue is pretty long right now. Much longer than I think a prologue probably should be. But there's a lot of information in there that I think it's pertinent, that like you kind of get like a small setup and then like get into the main story. And I know prologues can be tricky, like sometimes like they can be just left out. But I'm really excited because I started, instead of doing like, because initially it was like a chapter, like a third person chapter in a perspective of like this castle kind of thing. And I think instead of doing it that way, I think I'm going to write it as like someone like kind of painting this picture of how one such prophecy, which is, you know, obviously I mentioned this is the Prophecy Project, my working title, and it's kind of weaving this story of how this prophecy came to be and why it's a big deal. And I kind of like that direction a little bit better, and I think it'll make it more sound like more different than just like a here's a bunch of information, like here's a bunch of info dump, and then we'll get into the story that has nothing to do with this. So I'm kind of excited. I already wrote my new opening lines, and personally I just think they're so solid. I'm just so excited. So I'm gonna keep this momentum up. I think probably by the time I'm done with dinner, my husband likes to play video games sometimes after dinner with his friends. So while he's doing that, I think I will try to bang out my first 2 chapters, because I do think they're relatively my best chapters I've written so far, because I did, prior to finishing this novel, I redid those chapters a few times. And then finally I was like, we have to stop editing them. We just got to keep going. So I think the first 2 chapters are pretty solid. So they probably won't take much tonight. But I'm hoping that I can like kind of tweak things and plant some seeds for what's going to happen later. And that's where I'm at. So far I will say I added, let's see, 422. No, I lied. That's a lie. I looked at the wrong thing. I added 90 words so far to the beginning of the prologue out of 58,332 words. So added 90 to that, or we'll subtract 90 from that, and you get how much I started with. So yeah, I'm going to actually write down where I started so that I don't forget, and we're going to go from there. So I will check in at some point. Okay. Hey guys, so just a quick check-in. I'm going to try to keep these check-ins as brief as possible, just so these vlogs aren't like a million minutes long for only a couple of days. But I do want to check in. I ended up only getting through my prologue, and I ended up working a little bit longer than I anticipated because, you know, I start tearing things apart and weaving things back together. So yeah, we kind of tore the prologue apart. In my defense, it's like 8 pages, and I think that's probably a doozy for a prologue. At least 8 Word document pages, so I don't know where we're going to be with this, but I really like how I changed it. Actually, it's only 7. It's only 7 because I have a cover page. But I'm pretty sure I did actually lose words since I took out a lot to try to make it a little bit more fast-paced to get into the story, because some of the things I can just add in later. I don't necessarily need info dumping in the prologue. So, yeah, we lost words. We're at 58,100. So I lost about 142 actually. It happens, but I know I'm going to have a lot of room to grow. So this is day 1. I'm just checking in here. I'm actually like so excited about the changes I made. And like I said, I think it's going to make it stronger in the end. But for now, I'm going to quit because it is 8:30 at night and I don't want to be looking at screens too much longer because I don't sleep well when I do. So I'll check in tomorrow with day 2. It's me. I'm checking in. It is April 2nd at 3:14, and I do want to just say that I might not end up getting anything done as far as the Camp NaNo project goes, mostly because today is a very long day for me. I have been working since 10 a.m. I've had almost nonstop therapy sessions, and I'm still working. I have to make a phone call at 4, and I have a 5:30 tele session, and this day is just very long. Like I feel like I'm gonna end up, I don't think I'm working straight 12 hours, but it feels like that for sure. So I'm not pressuring myself today to get anything done because I don't want to drive myself crazy. But tomorrow I only scheduled some paperwork time in the morning, and then I have no session scheduled unless a family needs me for any reason. So my goal is that if I don't get anything done today, I have almost the entire day tomorrow to catch up. So that's kind of my plan. I will check in, obviously, if I end up writing, but I did want to just kind of say here and now that I'm still working today, and I'll be working quite late. So if I don't get anything done, so be it. Let's not beat myself up. But I'll check back in if I do, and otherwise I'll check in tomorrow. Hello, everyone, and yeah, it is Saturday, April 4th. My bad, guys. Listen, in my defense, I got really busy at work on Friday and wasn't expecting to. And it's just a weird thing to be busy in a time like this because somehow like I'll end up having like one day where like I don't do anything, and then the next day it's just like insane. And on Friday I ended up having one of my coworkers had a call off. I'm not sure what the extent is, but I know that it was just unexpected. So I was asked to take over a case of hers and just reach out and do sessions. So I ended up doing a little bit more work in the morning than I anticipated. And because I had now a 3 o'clock session that I did not schedule myself initially, I kind of got in like a funky mood. And then after my session, I was kind of like, I just want to read. And that's what I did. I read We Set the Dark on Fire, and I played some video games. And it was just a good night, and I kind of reset. So now I'm kind of just sitting here because now it's Saturday, April 4th, and I'm bringing out my handy dandy write notebook with my handy dandy editing pen. And I'm going to actually write down something. So I had just got out of the shower not long ago, made myself a cup of latte coffee, whatever, I guess. It's more of a latte, actually, than a coffee, but, you know. And I am going to write because in the shower I had a really great idea for the magic system. And I'm super excited to end up working it in. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to write. And then I'll check back in later. Okay, very, very brief update because I'm about to go eat dinner. It's 5:30 on Saturday, April 4th, and I just did like a whole lot of plotting that I didn't expect to do, and I'm just so living for this, guys. So as far as like what I've actually done, I've still only edited the prologue, but I'm kind of doing all of like my prep work that I probably should have did. I just played that back and realized my improper grammar made me so mad. Probably should have did. No, I probably should have done. Let's just set the record straight because, oh God, that was embarrassing. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, so now I'm like on a roll. And if you know me and if you've been watching my channel, I really like structured magic, personally. I kind of like having like finite abilities and like not being able to control everything. So I've been creating divisions of magic, and I'm having so much fun doing it. And I kind of revamped the magic system because originally where I was kind of going with this information and the magic was that it was a little bit like raw potential, and I'm changing that now because I don't like that. I don't like the inevitable possibility that it could be more. So instead, I'm creating divisions and having only one character actually being able to specialize, and I created a whole nother reason for why the other character seems to have magic. So I'm so excited. And after dinner, I'm going to work and start editing through the chapters and add some of this stuff in. So guys, I'm so excited. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hi guys. So I'm just checking out for the day. It is 9:30 exactly now, and I just realized that like I've been doing actually a lot of work. I did take a sizable break since my last check-in because I ate dinner, and then me and my husband decided to finish The Magicians. The series just ended and we were behind on episodes, so we just watched the last two. It's very heartbroken for it to end because it's one of my favorite shows. But as far as writing goes, I did quite an extensive edit again of my chapter 1, and I actually ended up breaking up into 2 chapters because it was quite long and there was a really nice scene break. So initially when I first wrote this book, I was going back and forth from the perspectives, and I thought I was going to keep that, but I think I'm just going to go with whatever feels right at this point because it seemed like a nice break to be able to give some more information before now chapter 3 ends up coming. And I think if I do that, I won't get into the rut of like trying to force each perspective to happen one after another, because I think if I do that, then I run the risk of having some filler chapters. So I am just going to kind of play it out and see like where chapters fit in, how I'm going to end up, playing with them. And if the majority of the chapters go between my 2 main characters, so be it. If a couple don't, if they end up having like one character and a few like back to back and then another character back to back, I think that's going to be the best. Like I said, I don't want to get stuck with just having filler chapters. So now I officially added my first new chapter, even though it was just chapter 1 being split into 2 because I added a lot of information. And it was really long. Like I said, for the last 2 hours, I've been working on this one chapter, and I'm like, whew, I've been here for a while. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see, I will do my word count. And I'm now at, I added 1,000. Yeah, so I started, so obviously because I haven't been working, I was at 58,100 words for quite a bit for the first 3 days essentially, because I did take some out, and now I'm at 59,012. So literally almost 100 or 1,000 words that I added today. So I want to say that that's pretty good progress, all things considered. So yep, that's my check-in. I am going to check in tomorrow, and we'll see how far I get then. Later. Hi guys, so I'm gonna end the vlog here and just give a quick update before I do, because it is once again 9:20 at night on April 5th, which is Sunday, and my goal is to kind of end the vlogs on Sunday, start on Monday, and kind of try to do like a week in that sense. So as far as today goes, I've been adding some words and trying to kind of make the story cohesive, but really I ended up just kind of plotting some more things today, more than writing, but I added more words, and that's always fun. So as far as my word count goes, as of yesterday, it was at 59,012 words, and today it's at 59,358 words. So I added a little over 300 words, which is still progress, and like I said, I did end up plotting more as far as, you know, kind of like digging into more of like the backstories of my characters and the history of the world, as well as the kind of like house sigils and stuff like that, because this is a like on the verge / industrial revolution kind of steampunky novel, I guess, but it's like pre the steampunk stuff, like we're getting there, so I'm trying to kind of balance like where all that is. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm still thinking that these edits are going well. I'm not necessarily as far along as I thought I would be, because I thought I would be like banging out chapters left and right. But I think it's good that I'm kind of slowing everything down, because if I didn't, then my second draft would probably be kind of shitty. And I'm glad that I'm taking my time, because I'm actually really working out a lot of the kinks that are possibly there. So that's my check-in. This is week 1's vlog, and I will be back tomorrow in the next week to kind of continue talking about all my progress. So if you are watching this and you're also doing Camp NaNo, I wish you the best of luck. Let me know down below what kind of things you're doing with your novel. Are you editing? Are you drafting? Do you have a word goal if you are drafting? Or are you doing more of like a time goal? Like, are you just trying to write every day for so long or get to so many words? Yeah, let me know. And I would love to hear kind of what your project is about. Obviously, you know, at your own discretion. If you want to tell me like what the genre is, that would be awesome too. And I will talk to you guys next time at a later video. Bye.